Hey you guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's blooper. Okay. So today's video is pretty much gonna be me just talking to y'all. Right now I'm sitting back here off Murphy Road. I'm waiting to find out where's this EST we have to go to, this virtual shooting range. But while I'm sitting here, I just wanted to come and talk to you guys about this ASIST training that we had while in processing. I think it's an awesome training. I think it, at first coming into the class, we all were pretty much like, why are we here? Why do we have to do this? It's just 2 days worth of training that we can just get at the unit or whatever. But towards the end of it, towards day 2, everybody's pretty much opened up to each other. Everybody's pretty much comfortable. We went by first name basis. Everybody came in civilian clothes, so that was a good thing as well. And it pretty much ran smoothly. ASIST training is pretty much, it stands for Applied Suicide Intervention Skills Training, and we pretty much talked about how to assist someone when they come to you, someone, a soldier, family member, friend, anybody, when they come to you and they pretty much. Hey y'all, so I'm back home. So like I was saying earlier, I had to do training, so I had to go earlier. When you guys saw me, I was sitting in my car, but I'm back home. I had to go to Ashley's to pick out Serenity's bedroom set and pick out the dining room set. But yeah, I'm back home. But like I was saying, so the ASIST training, everybody got in there at first, day 1, and we was like, you know, why are we here? We didn't want to be here or whatever. We could have took this class when we got to our unit, but once we got into day 2, everything ran smooth. We was like really enjoying the class. Everybody was communicating, everybody was talking, and just, you know, letting stuff out. It was a point in the class where we went around the room and we basically just talked about what was our experiences with suicide. Have we ever dealt with it? Do we know anybody that dealt with it? And things like that. I'm not gonna go into detail about what was said because we're not supposed to. So, but I'm just gonna go into something that has been resonating in me to say that when I sat there at first, we went around the whole room and literally no one had an experience themselves dealing with suicide. And you know, it pushed me into a box to be like, is this something that I really wanted to, you know, wanted to get out or wanted to say in this setting? Was I ready to say it in this setting? And those were the questions that was going through my mind as we went through each person, and everybody's like, okay, yeah, I haven't dealt with it, but I know this that happened, I know that happened. So it got time for me to share my story, and I froze up. Literally, y'all, I froze up. And this has been something that I have been over, you know, or at least I thought that I was over for years now, because it has been years. It's been since before I came into the military. I've been in the military for 6 years. So, high school, matter of fact. And yeah, I did used to have experiences where, or times where I didn't think that I wanted to live, that my life was worthy of living. And it wasn't even that I was stressing out or, you know, or anything. I mean, the only real situations that was going through, we were struggling growing up and moving back and forth a lot of times, but it was never, you know, situations like that deep, you know, like other people, like, you know, going through having like cancer and stuff like that, or just homeless on the street, you know, like really bad situations. Like, I mean, our situation was bad, but it wasn't the worst, you know. is what I'm trying to say. So there was times that, you know, I tried to cut myself. I used to cut when I was younger. And I didn't, like, in high school, maybe like ninth grade, ninth, 10th grade maybe. I didn't have that many friends. I mean, I had friends outside of school, but in school, like, I didn't have that many friends. So when I went to school, I pretty much went to my magnet art class, and or I went downstairs to the office and pretty much sat with my social worker and, you know, just vented or just talked about whatever. And that was pretty much my ninth and 10th grade year when I was moving back and forth from Miami-Dade to Broward or whatever. But since then, I haven't had much of those thoughts since I was in high school. Yeah. So I don't know. I just didn't feel like I wanted to be that person on the spot in that class. But even though I didn't come out and say what my situation was, I still feel like I got some out of the class and I was able to bring something to the class that a lot of the officers and the NCOs in the class got out of it. Yeah, so for instance, I feel like I brought, you know, something to the class that a lot of the NCOs and a lot of officers were like, and thought about. Like, for example, we had a scenario and we had to portray the victim and the person, the point of contact, like whoever, like say, so-and-so came to you and they were venting and saying that they, you know, just all kind of stuff is going wrong in my life, but it's going to end soon. I'm going to handle it. I know what to do. Those are signs. Those are triggers that, you know, this person is actually going through something, and that they're on the verge. And you should just cut to the chase and say or ask the question, are you trying to commit suicide? Are you planning to commit suicide? And before I took this class, I never would have just came out and blatantly just asked somebody that, you know, and been comfortable with just asking somebody that, you know. I would have asked question after question after question without just beating around the bush and just getting to it. So that was something that I learned from the class. But going back to the scenario, we had to do scenarios, and then we still had like 30 minutes of the class left, and everybody had went already. So we were randomly being chosen to just go up there and do something on the spot, like do something off top of our head. So when I got up to the chair, you know, being up with military, I tried to go back to a military scenario, because mostly everybody did, like, they were friends with this person, or this person was their friend, and they were out somewhere outside of uniform or whatever when their situation was happening. So the situation that I used off the top of my head was, I'm a new soldier to my unit. I'm a female soldier, and I think I was a PFC, and I got moved. I got PCS to a new unit because I was going through like sexual harassment, sexual assault, and I reported it to my chain of command, but nobody believed me. And that was the scenario that popped to my head or whatever. And once I went up there and sat down in the chair with one of my battles, you know, I kind of was like, okay, everybody has done a scenario where they know the person or whatever, but I want to make a scenario where we don't know each other. You don't know me. I just got to the unit. I don't know anybody, and I want to know how you're going to respond to me. How are you going to approach me if I'm having these thoughts, or, you know, if I'm in a situation and I don't know what to do, and you see me or whatever going through these things, going through these motions, how are you going to approach me? What are you going to say? So we sit down and I'm like, you know, hey, my name is PFC so and so. and you know, I just can't take it anymore. You know, I don't know anyone here. It's just not working out. I don't like this unit. The people are reminding me of the place that I was at, you know, and I just don't feel comfortable with doing anything. So he approached me as if he was trying to like help solve my problem. But he asked me a few questions before he finally asked, "Are you planning to commit suicide?" The answer to that question was yes, but I didn't plan it out yet. So, so what I was thinking was, okay, I'm gonna be a character that has thought about committing suicide, but I didn't think about the steps that I'm going to take to get there yet. So I was a victim that was unsure that what I wanted to do. So those are the situations where you can always go in and you can maybe change the thought process that, you know, a person might have, because I showed him that I was unsure of what I wanted to do. He had the opportunity to come in and change my whole situation. I said that I was nervous in the unit. I didn't feel comfortable. So he asked me about things that I like doing. What are my hobbies? What kind of places, you know, that I like to go to or whatever. And went from there and start, you know, giving me references to places that I can go to, balls, you know, the USO and stuff like that, which was awesome because, you know, a lot of soldiers that are coming in, they don't know about the programs that we have, that, you know, they can do these things and be able to get out of their room and do extracurricular activities rather than just staying in a box and holding everything in. You could do stuff with other people. And I think that scenario, it went well. Towards the end, it got us to the point where we wanted to be, which was to change my decision and what I wanted to do or what the character wanted to do. So that worked out well. But I really think that this ASIST class was awesome. I think I recommend it to anyone. It really would help you, because before I took this 2-day class, I wouldn't have known, even though I experienced it myself and I didn't go to the depths that of other people or other victims have went to, but I wouldn't have known what to say. I wouldn't have known the right thing to say. I mean, there's no right or wrong to a point, but I wouldn't have known what to say if I was in those situations. So I thank God that, you know, I did get the opportunity to take that ASIST training while in processing. And I think it was great. So if you guys ever have the chance to take ASIST, take it. Take it, because people need it, our soldiers need it, families need it, and it's very useful. You never know what a person is going through. You never know what somebody is thinking in their head, what kind of situation somebody's going through that is just keeping all bonded up. And like they say, pressure bust pipes. And once a person gets to that point where they feel like they cannot take anymore, it can seem so small to you, but so big to everybody else, or so big to that person or whatever, that they feel like they don't want to take it no more. They don't want to deal with it anymore. So knowing what to say, or knowing some things or some avenues that you can approach them or you can direct them to, is awesome. It's great. Why not? Why not do it? So I just want to say kudos to our ASIST leaders. And I loved it. I loved it. And it was an awesome class. I got to meet different NCOs, battle buddies, and officers outside of uniform and just in a different setting. One that's actually in my unit now, so that's kind of great. But yeah, it was awesome, y'all. So just remember to think about others. Think about what somebody else is going through when you're walking past people on the street, when you're walking past soldiers or your battles at work. Ask them how they doing. Ask them how their day going. And just how they feeling, you know? Because you never know, y'all. You never know. And you never know when somebody's deciding to give up. So that's all I got today for y'all. Till next time, be blessed.